I never imagined I'd be one of those people, telling their story online. Yet here I am, 3 months later, still trying to make sense of how a perfect marriage could fall apart in just one evening. My name's Sarah, and this is how a single dinner reservation unraveled everything I believed about my life. Let me take you back to where it all began. My husband, Michael, and I had been married for 7 years, 7 years of laughter, lazy Sundays, and a love so steady it felt unbreakable. We met in college, dated for 3 years, before he proposed on a beach in California. As the sun dipped below the horizon, we built what I thought was an unshakable bond. He was my best friend, my partner, my home. I trusted him without question, the way you trust the air you breathe. Our 7th anniversary was coming up, and for 2 weeks, Michael had been distant, guarded with his phone, working late, his mind somewhere far away. I noticed it, of course, but brushed it off, telling myself he was planning something special. Maybe a surprise party. Maybe an expensive gift. Love has a funny way of making you explain away what your gut already knows. The night before our anniversary, he told me he'd booked a table at Marcello's, the fancy Italian place downtown. We'd always wanted to try, but never could justify. He looked nervous when he said it, almost guilty, but I mistook it for excitement. I spent the next day dressing up, buying a new outfit, getting my hair done, feeling like a woman about to fall in love again. When we arrived, the place was perfect. Soft music, dim lighting, the scent of pasta and wine drifting through the air. As the hostess led us to our table, I saw her. Jessica, his coworker, the one he'd mentioned a few times in passing. She was seated near the back, and when our eyes met, her face turned pale. But what made my heart stop was that she wasn't alone. She was dining with a man, 2 glasses of wine half full. And when Michael saw her, he didn't look surprised. He looked terrified. The hostess kept walking, but I froze. Michael touched my arm gently, urging me to move. But I turned to face him, really face him, and saw it all in his eyes. The reservation wasn't for me. It was for her. He must have forgotten to cancel. Or maybe tried to balance both of us somehow. It didn't matter. The truth hit me like a wave of ice. I walked straight to Jessica's table. My hands trembled, but my voice came out steady. "How long?" I asked. She started crying, whispering apologies, saying it had been 4 months, that it meant nothing, that she never wanted this. For months, while I dreamed of our future, he was living another life behind my back. Michael tried to explain, his words tumbling out like static, that he was confused, that he loved us both, that it just happened. As if betrayal were an accident, not a string of choices. Every message, every lie, every night away, was a decision, his decision. I left without another word, cried in the parking lot, called my sister Emma, and stayed at her place for a week, unable to face the apartment we once called home. When I finally returned, there was a 6-page letter waiting. He wrote about feeling trapped, about losing himself, about Jessica making him feel alive again. He said he still loved me, but not once did he take real blame. It was all about him, his feelings, his needs. The divorce has been hell. 7 years reduced to paperwork and boxes. Friends taking sides, families breaking apart. And I'm left trying to remember who I was before all of this. Some days, I'm angry enough to scream. Other days, I just feel empty. And the hardest ones are when I miss the man I thought he was. A version of him that maybe never existed. Looking back, the signs were there. The distance, the silence. The way our love felt more routine than real. But I told myself that's what long-term love becomes. I was wrong. Comfort isn't the same as connection. And once trust is broken this deeply, it never fully heals. Now I'm rebuilding. Some days it feels impossible, but I'm still standing, still breathing. And someday I'll be okay. If you're in the middle of heartbreak, just remember, you're not alone. And the pain, no matter how endless it feels, won't last forever. Would you like me to make this version more cinematic for YouTube narration or more literary for medium-style storytelling next?